What's happening, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining. This video here, I'm just going to be running through a bit about who I am, why I started, and how I started doing what I'm doing, where I'm heading, because I feel like the YouTube channel has only just seen a lot of lifting content from myself, but they don't actually have a background. And I kind of want to touch up on a few topics during this video. Going to touch up a little bit on mental health, which is a huge topic at the moment. There's a lot more help out there recently, but I just want to touch up on where I've been myself mentally and how I, improved that, and how I pulled myself out of a dark place. It could help to inspire, even if it's just a few people. I will also be touching up on, things that have happened in my past and growing up, and again, just a lot of business related stuff. So I'll first start by saying I was quite lucky as a child to know what I wanted to do early doors, because a lot of people don't find out what they want to do until later in life, and some people don't actually know what they want to do full stop. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but for me, I already knew when I started training at 16, I was already helping people out and training them as such. Like I would train with my best mate Matt and his brother, rest in peace Reese. I'd always train with them and show them new things, and I learned this off YouTube, let me show you this. And I knew from that day that I wanted that to be my job, and I wanted to earn a living through helping others physically, but also everybody knows about the mental health benefits associated with training in the gym and improving your physique. Confidence goes up. A lot of mental health issues can improve from training, and I just knew I wanted to help a large group of people, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. With Andy, we're doing a lot of YouTube videos, and I want my outreach to get very big so that I can help inspire thousands and thousands of people. So from early, I started working I actually worked in Fat Jackets on like £3.20 an hour in Lakeside. Big up Fat Jackets, which is basically Spud You Like, but the more posh version of it. But I knew I still trained during that time, and my next port of call was to do a personal training course. So I did that when I was 18. Got a job straight away at David Lloyd in Southend, which was the kickstart of my career really. But I also learned that I could never really work for anyone, and I just want to be the person to own my own business and help others out like that. So that was a stepping stone for me. I built up a client base at David Lloyd to around about 25 one-to-one clients. I then dipped next door to a gym called Exercise for Less. I went self-employed, and I remember my earnings, because I was getting really down about my financial status. People say they've come from nothing, and it's like, we see this whole facade on Instagram of people saying, oh, I've come from nothing and this and that. And it's like, mate, if you've got 4 cars outside your house and your house is worth 800 grand and your mum and dad live there, and you're living with your mum and dad, they're taking care of you. You've not come from nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't be promoting that you've done it all yourself when that's not the case. But for me, I come from a poor family, so that's why I'm very driven and how I am, and that makes me want to be successful. So I was getting really down about my financial earnings at David Lloyd. I wasn't earning a lot of money. Soon as I dipped next door to go self-employed, my earnings quadrupled that month. Started really doing well with my business. Then I took a massive hit, and unfortunately I lost my job at a gym. I lost everything. I lost all my clients. It was a very hard time for me, and I'm not one to sit here and play the victim mindset, and I'll tell you why that I'm not playing that mindset soon, because you can't be thankful for things that have happened if you're in a victim mindset. I'm so happy that I lost my job now, and falsely, I had a lot of false sexual allegations put towards me, and that kind of really put me down, and I thought, how am I going to recover from this? I went into a dark depression, but I managed to pull myself out. I'd never suffered with, I'd say I suffered with anxiety in school, because I was obviously bullied a lot for my appearance and having man boobs and not being in shape. I used to walk around with my hands in my pockets, my shoulders were rounded, my body language was low vibration. And now I'm just the complete opposite. I feel full of confidence, but people must understand that stems from your own head. It doesn't come from any external source. So I suppose I did suffer with a bit of anxiety all throughout growing up. But when I lost my job and I had all these allegations put towards me, I went into a dark depression for months, 4 months, didn't move from bed, struggled to do anything. I cried and cried and cried. I couldn't tell you how low I was, it was suicidal level. And my family obviously helped me pull through that. But the main things that I did to help myself get out of that hole, it actually got better when the pandemic hit. So I started going for early walks around about April, May. 5 a.m. I would wake up, I'll go for a walk in the morning, the sun would be out shining, and I'd just feel that was the turning point for me. And I started creating a routine and being organised so that my mental health was improving. And I was so happy that I could go out for these walks in the morning. I felt so grateful that I wasn't where I was and how low and how depressed I was. And I just realised now that routine saved me from being that low. Obviously, I did a lot of other stuff as well. So, people get funny when you mention meditation. It's like, oh, that woo-woo stuff. Oh, I can't be asked to do that. And it's like, the meditation for me helped rid of any anxieties I had. Breath work is very, very important. Controlling your breath, you can control your nervous system. And I feel like, I said this to my best mate the other day, this is the most confident I've ever been in my life. I don't really suffer with anxiety anymore at all. If it's anxiety, it's a good anxiety and I use it to my benefit. I don't have depression and I don't suffer with anything bad like that, because I just feel like I've pulled myself out of that. Now, it's easier said than done because some people are in a lower state than I was, but you can't really compare people. If people are low and they say they're low, they feel low, it doesn't have to be a reason. It can just be they feel that way. But things that helped me was getting a routine, creating structure, going for a walk early, breathing deep, doing a lot of meditation. I actually did Wim Hof. I haven't done it for a long while because I've been fantastic. But when I had the depression, I was doing Wim Hof in an ice cold bath. And I can't really explain how it made me feel. The weird sensation I got in my brain when doing Wim Hof, it's kind of like I could feel chemicals releasing. And that's the whole point of that cold water therapy, is that you release certain chemicals in the brain that can help you feel better. It plays around with serotonin and stuff like that. And please, I'm not an expert on all this. I'm sharing with you, my experiences. If you are suffering deeply, I advise definitely going to see a therapist or a professional. But for me, it was creating structure, doing the meditation, trying the Wim Hof. And now I'm in this position now where I'm so grateful for where I'm at. Losing my job was the best thing that ever happened to me, losing my clients, because now I've started an online business since July 2020. Is the best it's been. I'm the busiest I've ever been, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't go through all my past experiences. So you have to be grateful for everything that comes to you in this life. That depression that I went through was the darkest time in my life. I don't get me wrong, I am no angel. I have obviously hurt people in the past, women, friends, family, but we are here to learn from our mistakes. If you're repeating those mistakes, then you're not learning through life. You're just staying the same and you'll continue to hurt people. Whereas for me, I saw it as a way of improving and improving myself and how I am and my mannerisms and who I'm becoming. And I'm happy of that now. I'm happy of who I'm becoming. As I say, I'm the happiest I've ever been, the most confident I've ever been. And that's only going to transfer over to the people I'm around. And people say your network is your net worth. That's 100% the case. So, my business is booming and the online is great. So if you are suffering mentally, just know that there is 100% a way of pulling through. So stay strong, get help, and be thankful for these hard times, because when you're out the other side, you'll look back and it allows you to enjoy the good highs of life when you've been so low, and it allows you to be more grateful. Affirmations I do as well in the morning. So, I'll give you a few examples. I would say in the morning, and again, it sounds a load of bollocks. I understand that completely. But at the end of the day, if other people talk badly about you, it's up to you whether you take that in or not. I personally think, especially going with this YouTube into the internet, you can't be too sensitive. People are going to fire hate at you all your way through life. It's how you perceive that. Life is all about perception. So in the morning I wake up, I love myself, I'm strong, I'm a good man, blah, 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 I'll do this, I'll do that. And all positive notes, and it sets the tone of a good day. You know, when you come up to people and they are being angry or nasty towards you, it's usually just a reflection of themselves. So just understand that and be, you know, sometimes when people are like that to me, I feel sorry for them because they're probably battling inside themselves. And a lot of people don't realise that their past trauma that they haven't gotten through affects their life, affects their future. And I won't allow, you know, who I was in the past to negatively affect my future. Like when I have kids, I won't bring on poor experiences from my family into my new family. It's all about recognising the past trauma and dealing with that and talking to a therapist. I haven't actually seen a therapist, to be honest, but I am working with someone at the moment who I pushed her on to go see a therapist because she's needed it for years, and initially she was like, no, I don't want to do it, and it's actually the best thing for her, and she's recovering greatly now. She's very, very close to me. She's a very good friend, and yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So, you know, that's the mental health side I wanted to touch on and how to improve that. So the affirmations, the morning structure, and the meditation were crucial for me. So I also want to talk about a little bit about Instagram and social media. You know, we can see a lot of insecurities covered up by people via Instagram because they want to promote this certain life that they live. Instagram can be a great tool. Like anything in life, like I just said, life is all about perception. It's how you perceive things. So for me, Instagram's a great tool because it helps me build my business and it helps me reach out to other people across the world and help them. But there's a lot going around at the moment of, oh, you shouldn't post this, you make me feel a certain type of way. Like I see it with a lot of female clients come to me, males as well. They'll see something on Instagram and they'll be like, oh, this is unrealistic. You know, you can't post this. And it's like, right, 100% I agree that Instagram is unrealistic and it can be false. But you need to be clever enough to understand that it is just that. And people are going to post stuff up that is going to be false. It is going to be fake. Don't read into it too much and take it to heart. You know, I see a lot of things about body confidence coming up on Instagram where people are sitting with their rolls hanging out saying, this is who I am. That's fantastic. But we need to understand that we shouldn't need to see that every day to know that Instagram is fake. We shouldn't need to see that every day. We should understand that Instagram is what it is. Social media can be fake. Notice that and then move on. Don't take it to heart. Don't be looking at these models that you see. I'm thinking, I want that life. I want that life. Half the time they're miserable themselves. And again, it's just a way of covering up their own insecurities. So for me, I use Instagram as a great tool for my business to reach out to people. Don't let it affect your mental health. Don't let it give you anxiety because you don't look a certain way. If you are training in the gym hard and you're following a food plan and you're in the gym doing your cardio and you are putting in the work, then there is no reason that you should feel unhappy about yourself because you're doing the do, and that's the main thing at the end of the day. You're not just sitting on your bum doing nothing about it. So that's the social media I wanted to kind of touch up on and see it as a positive thing. See things from a positive light, not a negative. It's very easy to moan about stuff and moan about this and criticize that, but listen, just take it as what it is. There's negatives and positives to everything. Life's all about balance. Brush the negatives to one side, bring the positives in and use that and then move on. So to finish this video and wrap up, I just want to say that no matter what's going on in your life, this sounds so very cliche, you know, when people say life's too short, it's like, oh, not again, he ain't saying that rubbish. But, you know, you're going to have friends, family around you that are real in life. Death is going to happen. You know, life and death is there. It is what it is. Illness, I've had 4 people in my family that have had cancer and they're still here. God bless. I will not let nothing take me off my journey into reaching where I want to be. You should stop at nothing. You're going to have days where you're not motivated. You're going to feel low. Keep pushing through all of the stuff that life throws at you. Be thankful for it. Be thankful and grateful. I mentioned my best mate earlier. He lost his brother very young. We were chatting the other day. He said he's thankful that he lost his brother. That sounds silly. That sounds stupid. But he wouldn't be the man he is today without losing his brother. It's just how it is. Life throws curveballs at you. You need to be strong enough to push through. You have only got one life. You are not going to be here long. Time is absolutely flying. Since this pandemic started, I don't know where this past year and a half has gone, this 18 months. Keep focusing on yourself. Be strong. If you need help, reach out. Never, never be afraid to reach out. But always have that goal that you want to achieve in life. That is number one, because you need to make your family proud. You need to make your friends proud, but you need to make yourself proud. I want to leave this life knowing that I give everything that I had to give. That doesn't mean we can't have days where we relax and recover. It's not about working 24 hours a day, about pushing on with no rest. It's all about balance. Work hard, recover, go again, and enjoy your life. So I'm going to wrap that there. Thank you so much for joining. As I say, there will be more content coming your way. A little bit of this stuff as well as the training and the food. We've got some more cheat meal videos coming because I'm in off season now, and that's going really well. So we'll be documenting the whole way, and I will be competing next year, by the way, and that will be in September, and then on to the Arnold's as well for the second show. So this YouTube is going to bring you the whole off season and the whole prep as well. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining, and I'll speak to you soon.